Yo,
Yeah, bro, what's going on?
what's going on, man?
Good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Tight. It always gets a bit iffy relying on the Instagram
I
technology.
know, I know. So let
You
me
know what
make
I
sure,
mean?
bro, hear me well. Yeah, that's good, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, first and foremost, it's good to I guess, meet you, so to speak, and I
Yeah,
appreciate you taking the time, man. It
nah,
means a lot.
absolutely. Nah, it's good to meet you too, bro. And you already know I like what you was doing. I took a peep at all your joints.
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
definitely a fan, so I'm like, yeah, let me go fuck with Cuz for sure.
I appreciate that,
You
man.
already know.
Feeling is super mutual, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's love, bro, for real.
So how has and I said this the last episode I did this, and it's such like a generic ass question to start off
Yeah.
with. Like how have like your last 3 months been? Like how has life been for you? Because it's so fucking.
Man, I hate and I people asking us a lot and I hate kind of saying it, but it's honestly been well, man. Like, I've been spending like a lot of time with my family and really diving into like recording and just really like finding out who I am as an artist. So like time that I would necessarily like never really would have had before. You feel me?
Yeah,
So it's been like kind of gift and a curse, blessing in disguise kind of thing. So it's just like obviously the events that are happening and with all the health scares and even everything that's going on in the world right now, it's such like a dark cloud. But I have had this time to just like spend with my family, like be in the studio a lot, write a lot, figure out who I am as an artist, what I want to do. So it's been pretty good.
that's good, man. That's good to hear. I mean, I totally agree with a lot of the things you're saying.
Yeah,
I like. It seemed like life kind of slowed down a little bit. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
that was kind of
exactly.
a refreshing thing. Yeah,
Right,
that was definitely a refreshing thing.
for
And you're
sure.
from so you're from Philly, right?
I'm from Philly. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Have you ever been to Lancaster? I don't know if you're
I
familiar with
have,
Lancaster.
I have.
Word.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's where I'm based out of. So we're
that's
really not that
dope.
far from
Yeah,
each other.
we not far at all, bro. I hop
Yeah.
on Route 30 right now. I'll be up there in a minute.
Yeah, dude, Route 30, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll have to link at some point.
you already know.
So I mean, you know, taking it way back, where
Hmm.
did I love talking about just I mean, obviously I think something that you and I have in common, obviously the passion for music and it's like an obsession, it's a
Yeah.
central part of your life, portion of your
Hmm.
life. Where did that passion start for you? These are like my favorite
Yeah. So
topics
like for
about this. Yeah.
me, I would say it was two definitely instrumental things. Like one was like definitely growing up in a church environment. So like my grandma, she took me to church every Sunday. So like that's where I learned just like music. I started playing the drums at my church. So that's where I really like fell in love with music.
Wow.
So like even like the first things that I knew musically was all like gospel stuff. You feel me?
Oh wow.
It was all gospel stuff. And then secondly, it would be like two of my cousins. One of my cousins, his name is Daryl. He's actually Pharrell's musical director. And
Oh shit.
my other cousin, his name is Scoop. And he just pretty much, bro, like straightforward. He taught me how to rap. Like he had a group back when I was probably like 11 and just like copying off of him and just like got better and got better. So like those are like my two main influences. So I kind of come from a musical family, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's tight, man. I mean,
Yeah,
it's, I don't want to assume, but like you wouldn't think a church environment would expose you to, eventual hip hop music. I don't know. You
yeah,
wouldn't necessarily click that together. So
yeah,
that's really, that's super unique.
yeah. It definitely just kind of bonded together. So I always just like had the musical elements of just like, the drums and the organ from church. But even
Yeah.
like being like with like my cousin, he kind of came up in that Philly like smack DVD battle rap shit. You
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
So it's like a mix of the church and a mix with that, and I kind of just put it together.
Yeah. That's wild, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really cool. That's really
Hmm.
cool. What was it like coming up in Philly? I mean, I played Philly a handful of times. I know
Yeah,
you probably played Philly much more than a handful of times, but I
yeah.
mean, what was it like coming up since growing up in Philly? What was it like coming up in that scene as an artist, like, turn the clock back several years?
It was definitely great, and I feel like just being from this city, you get exposed to a lot of great artists. So either on the musician side, like I've been around so many great artists these dudes who can play every single instrument ridiculous. They can play keys, drums, bass, guitar. They can sing, they can rap. So kind of just being in these rooms and these environments kind of just like taught me like, yo, like I feel like this city's like definitely like we real nice with it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So just I kind of had to hold myself to that standard. And it's just like, I feel like, Philly is just a rich culture, man. It's very rich culture. So I'm definitely blessed to be from here. There's just it's like good and bad from every city, you feel me? But
Yeah.
I definitely like embrace the culture, and I think it's rich culture, and I definitely like loved my childhood coming up for sure.
That's tight, man.
Yeah.
And one thing I always love coming into Philly, there's like maybe it's just because I'm such a huge fan of like the Rocky Balboa movies.
Yeah.
There's such like a blue collar chip on
Yes.
your shoulder, fucking like prove yourself to everybody type vibe in Philly that I just love, like a grit. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. And I think that's definitely like a very good like statement to make, because like I always felt like Philly is not like, we like kind of second to New York.
Yeah.
New York is the big city. It's New York City. It's the Mecca. You feel me? But it's just like Philly. We kind of got that chip, like, and I feel
Yeah.
like everywhere I go, people like, yo, you got to be from Philly. It's a different confidence. Like when I
Yeah.
go out to LA to do business, or I'm in Atlanta chilling with the homies or recording, or they're like, yo, he's a Philly boy. Like it's just it's a different vibe. It's a different swag that we have, bro.
Maybe it's the cold weather. I don't
I
know.
don't know, man. We just got that bite. I don't know what it is.
I know what you mean, man. I know what
Yeah,
you mean.
yeah.
I mean, so like, when like if you had to put like a chronological like year timeline to it, when did you first start taking music like super seriously?
I would say things got serious around 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
That's when it was just like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like I've been making music since I was 11, 12, you
Yeah.
know, and we started back then, and just like, but definitely when we were like senior year, 11th grade in high school, that's when like, all right, we're doing a couple shows, or we making a couple $100 a show. Like, and at that time, we felt like we was rich, we thought we was
That's a
on.
good. Yeah, I know exactly. That's a hell of
Yeah.
a deal, especially. Yeah.
The fact that we got to like leave our state, or even in high school, like, yo, I gotta leave the second period, I gotta catch a flight, I gotta go to Texas, do this college show. But this shit is crazy, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
So yeah, at that point, it was good to like show my parents, like, all right, man, like, I made 2 G's this week off of shows, and it's legal, and like it's popping. You feel me? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
so
absolutely.
like I would say 2011 was probably the main year where like shit started to bubble. Like, okay, this is what I want to do for sure.
Yeah. And what like I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Like
Hmm.
your style is so unique. Even
Thank you.
obviously your recent solo stuff, you have like you kill it with the melodies, but you're always so in the pocket, and like you
I
can. And
appreciate that.
When I send you the questions, I put rap in all caps. I don't know if you noticed that,
Yeah,
because like
yeah.
you can fucking rap.
I
Like
appreciate that.
where do those influences come from? Where you have the melody kind of such like flawlessly intertwined in like just raw rapping ability.
I think it's just definitely, from our city. You feel what I'm saying? Like one of my main inspirations and also a mentor to me is like Black Thought. Definitely at a young age, like we were around the roots, and he kind of took me under his shoulder a little bit and just really kind of showed me. And I saw so many different things that he can do. I feel like he's like, at least like top 10 MCs of all time, right? Like
Yeah.
in my top five for sure. But just to see him, rap, or he might sing a whole song, or he might put a little jazz twist on this, or he might do something like that. I just wanted to like give myself that flexibility, like to do whatever. And just like even newer dudes like Drake, like when he first came out, it
Yeah.
was weird because we were kind of doing that when Drake started doing that. Like,
Yeah.
they taking the Drake style. It wasn't even like that. But
Yeah.
just like singing and rapping is kind of just like definitely one of my favorite things to do. But I feel like overall, I like making a good song. So whether I'm not like biased, like, oh, this song gotta have bars, I gotta kill it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm about making a good song, but I definitely care about like making sure the bars is right. If anybody want to check me, we can go there whenever. I definitely still get it whenever I can, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, I keep it on a high standard for sure.
That's tight, man. I mean, it's like, and you brought up a great point. It's something I talk about with artists all the time. Just like the ability, like the skill of songwriting. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, people get so caught up in like, can you rap? Do you have melodies? But I think there's like just a great sweet spot in like, especially like the new age of hip hop now,
yeah,
where just melody is so natural. It's almost like you're singing in the pocket now, I feel like.
right.
And you know, I just think that the art of songwriting, if you can craft, like there's so many dudes that they can spit or they can sing, but they can't write a good
They
song.
can't make a good song.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
Right.
that's something that I've always admired about you, you and
Thank you,
Twist.
bro.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. That you always put together a good song. Like shit's like there's some songs that are radio ready. There's some songs that are like club songs. There's some songs that are bars, but they're just like they're well-rounded songs. So
I
that's something
appreciate that.
yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, the art of songwriting, I feel like
Yeah.
that's truly what you need. I feel like.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's about a finished product, and just like I've learned over the years, like, you know, I don't make shit for the club. I don't make shit like this is a conscious joint. I just make shit, you know, however it come out, I put it out. And like once I put it out to the world, once it's on streaming platforms, it's to the fans to decide what you think it is. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I
you
love it.
kind of let go of it.
Yeah, you let go, and it's just like 9 times out of 10, my favorite joints that I put out or that we put out as a group, like the fans like might like something else. You feel what I'm saying? Our biggest records are not even my favorite records. So that just goes to show me, like, bro, I just put out anything, and
Yeah.
you know, see what let the chips fall where they fall.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I can relate to that like crazy. There's sometimes like I'll finish the song up and I'm just like, nah, this one needs to just stay on the hard drive. And it's
Yeah,
like, but you realize, you know, over time, like you said, like the fans are the ones that choose. The people that are listening are the
correct.
ones that choose. Where it's like
Yeah,
it's all subjective. There's songs like it's just like you said. Some of your biggest hits are songs that really aren't maybe on your top five.
right. Not even
But
exactly right.
and those could be career changing songs. I know a lot of artists watch
Yes,
this. I'll post this up to my story after we're off live, then so it can be accessed.
no, for
And
sure.
a lot of artists check in, and I think it's so valuable just to like put it out into space that like, hey, even if it's something that you're not completely in love with, I mean, I would imagine if it's still your song, obviously you have a connection to it, but
Yeah,
like if you're not completely in love with it, put that shit out. Like that shit could
right.
change your fucking life.
Exactly, and it's just like it's that fine line, like you know, like we're both like establishing this, so like we would never like put out no bullshit, right?
Yeah,
But it's just like, you know, some joints you like more than others.
yeah,
Some joints I'm just like, yo, this a banger, yo. As soon as I put this out, it's gonna go ham. And people are like, oh, this is cool. And then
yeah,
like I
yeah,
put out a joint that I wrote literally in 12 minutes while I was driving to the studio.
yeah.
And then they love that joint. They're going crazy. So it's like, yeah. So you just push it out, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, you know, as things started to kind of grow, like gain momentum for you guys, um, when I guess put me in the mindset of like how it felt when like you started to see that like cult fan base grow, and I think one of the most important things to highlight is like completely independently for you guys, which is
Yeah.
so cool. Like
Yeah.
where it's you have like a cult fan base that is strictly because of what you're doing independently. There's no huge machine, there's no
Yeah.
huge budget behind you. You're doing it independently.
Yeah.
Put me in like the mind space of what you guys were going through, what you personally were thinking, like as you started to gain steam and saw that movement grow.
Yes. So like, first of all, I would say like I appreciate it now more than I did then. Just like looking back, like, you know, when you're in it, you don't really know what's going on. Everything was happening so fast. And just like to look back and see all the love that we have and just the cult fans who literally grew up with us. So like they might have heard their first Moosh and Swiss song when they were 12 years old. And now
Wow,
they're, you know, they're 19 and it's crazy.
that's
And
wild.
it's
I never
crazy.
even thought of that. Like where you know it's especially you know you have a younger demographic. Your fans are like fucking growing up with you. That's wild. I
Yeah,
never
so
thought.
like literally just like as we're in our mid 20s now, like as we've grown up, they've grown up too, and it's just like everything was happening so fast. It literally like snowballed. So like, you know, it might be a week. All right, we got a show this weekend. Cool. Next weekend, 2 shows. All right, now we got 3 shows. Shoot, shit. Now we got a tour.
Yeah,
So now we're going to Europe. It just kind of just literally snowballed, and it comes with
snowball.
up and downs, you know. And it's just like you kind of have to again like use these times to really just soak it in, man. Like even during this quarantine time, I like looked back at a lot of like stuff like, man, I forgot we went to Belgium. Like like, you know,
That's crazy.
when you're
That,
in it, you're just worried about getting to the next city, the next release, the next video, like who are we linking up with today? And just like even throughout this whole quarantine time and just this time being off a little bit, I've been able to like really just like lock in, go through old tour footage. Like, yeah, we were really out here like crazy.
Yeah.
So like, it's definitely like great experiences for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially in a time like this where there's so much negative to focus on, and I
So
feel like that
much.
really, and I'm speaking from personal experience, and
Hmm.
obviously, I'm sure millions of other people, just like that takes a huge toll on your mindset. Like, it's you
Absolutely,
just
yeah.
you're seeing it on the news, you're seeing it on social media as you scroll through, you see
Hmm.
people's posts, and it's all negative, negative, negative.
Yeah.
Especially, it's super cool to be able, in your case personally, to look back on like tour footage where you're like, yo, we're fucking out here in Belgium. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit, like,
Just
how the fuck did
kids.
I do that? But just practice the gratitude of being like, yo, you know, this is a blessing that I've been through, you know what I mean? And focus on those
Yeah.
types of things.
Right. And it's definitely good. And it's just like, we had good people around us and just good friends and family. Because, you can get lost in the sauce quickly and, you can go astray and do all different types of shit. But it was definitely a good time. And just like looking back and even looking now, starting new journeys. So it's definitely awesome, man. It's
That's
definitely
tight.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
As things, like I said, gained momentum for you guys and you started to see like the independent, like cult following build. And as you said, you're watching tour footage. I was watching, just like before we hopped on,
Yeah.
I was a couple tour videos just to kind of brush up.
Yeah.
Um, because I think there's a really important point. Things are going well, but then there's that next stage or that threshold you pass through where you're like, this could be like a financially viable career.
Yeah.
What were some like moments that happened where you're like, you know what? I think this could fucking work as a career option.
Right. So there's a couple like few pivotal moments. So like, I'm sure being from the area, like Power 99 does Powerhouse every year.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So like they reached out to us to do it that year. And it was crazy because the actual like show was on my birthday, right? So I was so excited, man. It was so crazy. It's like, yo, we performing at Powerhouse on my birthday. And just like initially we had like the early set, the set where
Yeah.
fools walking in the door, getting a beer, getting a crab fries. You feel me? But like,
Crab fries. Yes.
yes,
Crab fries.
yes,
Chicken feet, man.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So people like that's the set that we had. But when we got there, somebody was late. Just in the silver lining, we ended up going on right after Wale. And this
Wow.
was like in a literally like middle of the show. Everybody who's gonna be there is there. The crowd is hype, and it was just a crazy moment. And just shit like that. That was one. And also just like when we did Wireless Fest opening up for like Drake, Travis Scott, Party Next Door in London. And just
Just
like,
a couple. Those are just a couple small names that people might not know them.
nah, you already know, man. And just like just to be on the bill and to be in a company with them was crazy. Just to like be backstage and you see like Twizzy arguing with Travis Scott. And it's just like, yo, that's a funny story. I gotta tell you that too. But like they was arguing. It's just like, yo, we're here. You feel what I'm saying? It's not like these
Wow.
are our peers. We're here, so like we gotta keep this going. Nothing like separates them from us. We're all on the bill together. Like this is our dressing room. It says Moosh and Twist on it. This is Travis Scott's. That's Drake's over there. His shit is crazy. But yeah, so it's definitely sick. There's a couple defining moments like that, which is like, yeah, I know I deserve to be here. I know I'm supposed to be here, so I gotta keep doing what I gotta do.
And I was thinking that exact thought that you just said. Like, I think it's really cool. I mean, and I'm sure you can relate. Just like as an artist, there's times you like doubt yourself.
Yes.
Even if things, they could be like a period of time where things are going the best ever. For some reason, I don't know. The fucking brain's a crazy thing. At
Yeah.
least for me, like things could be going great, but I'm in a shit mindset or like
Yeah.
doubting myself or doubting, a certain move made or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Those moments, I'm sure, are so fucking cool. Like, like you said, backstage with Travis Scott, fucking Drake's dressing room, like at
Yeah.
Wireless, like in
Yeah.
Belgium, doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Those are moments where it's like, you know what? Like, I am supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Every move that, even if it was a bad move in the past, it's all part of the journey to get to the point you're at there to remind you that, like, yo, I deserve this shit and, like, I'm here for a reason.
Right. And it's just like, I would be a fool and I would be naive to be like, listen, man, like every day I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get it. It's not like that every day, man. Like you said, some days you wake up in a shit mood. I've thought about quitting multiple times. And
Yeah.
this is like the first time, like, me saying that in a public setting, but it's just like, bro, like I thought about quitting multiple times. So it's just like, all right, sometimes for yourself and just even for your confidence, you need to like see some things that just like kind of make it like, yo, all right, I need to be here. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like I might need to book wireless. Like that reminds me that like I'm here for a reason, you know?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I appreciate you being fucking honest, man.
No, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I think people gravitate towards the transparency, as you know. It's like people, especially artists coming up trying to do stuff where it's like they look up to people like you that are like, oh, well, they have it all figured out and everything is great in their
Yeah.
life and my life sucks and what I'm doing isn't
Yeah.
working. It's like, and then you hear from people, it's like, yo, like everybody's a fucking human being. Like you might wake up one day, even though everything is great, you're just in it, like you said, a shit mood
Yeah.
for no reason. And I think those are the defining moments that kind of just like push you to grow as a human. And I'm getting like deep and philosophical for a
No, you
second.
good. Yeah, go ahead.
They push you to be, to grow and self-reflect upon yourself and just be better, to be able to equip yourself for like the hard journey of making any dream come true, whether it's music or whatever it is.
Right.
So tell me about tour life, man. I mean, especially like we mentioned your tour videos. I was brushing up on them for the past like hour and a half before we hopped on. I didn't realize how much you fucking toured, man. Like you played like handfuls of colleges, like you said, wireless.
Been on that road, man.
Yeah, stuff like that. You opened for like Hoodie Allen, Mike Stud.
Yeah, a lot of different tours with just like with a lot of dope artists, and it's just like looking back. Sometimes I have to go back and check the footage. Like, yeah, we were really here, and like again, when you're in it, you don't really know what's going on. Like even like we had a string of college shows with Ray Shremmer. Shout out to them, man. Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy. Those dudes are crazy, like crazy in a good way. Just like welcome us with open arms. And this is at the time when they just put out like No Flex Zone and throw some more like huge records, and we just with them on a tour, killing it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like you kind of get in those times where it's just like it's a moment. And it's definitely crazy. So like even our first experience, it's this chick, I don't know if you know her, her name is Dev, and we were on tour with her, and just even like our first time like being on a tour bus, and it was just so cool. Little things like that to like a big artist that may not seem like a big deal, but like to us, like yo, like we're two kids from Philly just spitting, trying to do our thing, and we're on a tour bus right now. Like we started off in my auntie's minivan, dog. Like, you feel
sleeping
me?
on floors and shit. I can relate to that.
Sleeping on floors, dog. Like, asking my mom, hey, mom, I got 2 shows this weekend. Can I hold your Jeep? Like, hold me down. Or asking Twizzy dad, I need to hold the Altima for like a week.
Yeah.
Now we're on a tour bus. Like, what the hell? This shit's crazy. So, like, definitely, like, now it's really sinking in. Like, yo, what is going on? You feel me? So, it's crazy.
And I think your experiences are really cool. I mean, something I can relate to with you guys is, you went from, you're playing the dynamic of opening for some bigger artists in front of huge crowds, and especially playing colleges. That's something I'm looking to get into heavily, is play a lot more schools, just because they're so fucking fun. And because colleges have budgets set aside to pay the artists.
Oh my God, do that. Oh my God.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's the behind the scenes stuff people don't realize. Yeah.
You already know, man. That's the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. But so like you were in a unique position where you're opening for these huge crowds, and then you're also obviously building the headline bill as well. You're trying to build your value as a headline act, sell as many tickets and see how many tickets you guys can pull as a headliner. Which are obviously, they're smaller shows sometimes. Tell me about that dynamic.
Right. So like pretty much, bro, this was our strategy, just like coming into it. So like wherever, and again, I say like wherever. So like wherever we had a show opening up for somebody else, we would double back and come back in like 4 months and do our own show. Yep. You feel me? So like we already laid the groundwork there. So like all the dates that we did with Ray Shremmer, or a couple shows we opened up for Big Sean, or Wiz, or Mac. Rest in peace to Mac too. Like wherever we did shows with them, we were literally like, yo, we open up for Mac, we're gonna fucking shut it down. Twizzy will be hanging from the Raptors. I'll be in the crowd. We're going hammer, dog. Yeah. So they gonna be like, yo, who is these kids? Yo, we just came through here and smacked it. So now next time we go back, it's not gonna be 4,000 like it was in Mac. But those 400 people who was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" They're gonna come back to the show. So like everything that we did, we came back and doubled down. So like those were like our tests, and we did it like it was like an operation, man. Whoever we opened up for, we're like, "Yo, we're gonna kill it." So even like we opened up for Wiz, he might peek out his dressing room like, "Yo, what are they doing? They going crazy out there."
Yep.
I'll go back to Wiz like, "Yo, bro, we got it warmed up for you. This shit about to be crazy." Like, so that was just like our goal with every show that we did. So by the time we came back through on our solo tip, on our headline, the stage was already set. They knew who we was. Those crazy motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying?
And that's so smart business-wise, man, where it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's your business plan, essentially. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you're putting your product in front of a huge crowd, and especially the timing of it is perfect. Like that 4-month window, it's like your performance and I said in the questions that I sent you, your live performances are fucking insane. And
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, dude, of course, man. Like I take such pride in the live show. I consider that kind of like for me personally, my bread and butter. I love like handing out glow sticks or having the extra lighting or CO2 candles, like the different things that just get people fucking amped, bring energy. Like they're spending their hard-earned money on tickets to your show. Give them a fucking once-in-a-lifetime experience. And I think that's so cool for you guys, just the timing of that 4 months where it's like people are still kind of recovering from that like punch in the mouth of your performance. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck are these guys if they didn't know who you guys were already? And then you sweep back around and there's just enough thirst there where they're like, fuck yeah, we want to go back and see these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's just like, and I'm sure as an artist, sometimes, I'm going to be honest, bro, sometimes rap shows are fucking whack.
Yeah.
Dude is just standing up there spitting his shit. Like, and our thing was like, yo, at every show that we have to do something where people are like, yo, I don't know who y'all are, but what y'all did was just crazy. Like when you climbed up top on the monitors, or when you went in the crowd, or when you made like I used to like make freestyles like specifically to that specific college. You feel what I'm saying? So like, even before, I'll get a kid from whoever kid works at for the college, I'll be like, yo, bro, tell me all the food spots around here.
Oh, that's so smart.
Who on the team? What's the bar? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what's the inside joke around here? Incorporate all that into the show. They start going crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, exactly. So I just try to do shit like that to really get them hooked, and just kind of did my homework. So like, that's like one of the first things I would do when we get the sound check. Like, I would find a kid, whether it's a little kid running around who think he like hustling, know the whole campus. I'm like, yo, bro, like put me on. What's popping around here? What's the popping frat? Where everybody partying at? So I'm just like, I might be at Penn State. I'm like, yo, shout out to all my Sigma Chi homies. They go crazy.
Yeah.
So you feel what I'm saying?
You're really
exactly.
It's like you're talking to them one-on-one. You're pulling in each group of people just by, and it's like that's like I never even thought of that. I'm gonna, when I start playing some college shows, I might even swipe that tactic.
That's yours. That's yours. Here, take that. It's definitely all important, man. And it's just like, and even with shows that are not college shows, just like when you go to different cities, like before you go, just do your homework, So just like, or like if it's the NBA playoffs, like, yo, you might come out in a Pacers jersey, wherever you at, do your homework, and it really goes a long way. It don't take that much time. So that's one thing that one skill that I definitely used and really kind of just mastered, been doing it over and over again.
Yeah, that's really smart. And I think too, one of the things we talked about earlier was, just like not boxing yourself in stylistically. I've always had just a sweet spot for EDM music with huge drops and shit like that. Those are going into the studio, not necessarily going into the studio with a specific song style in mind, keeping your mind open, but making songs that are almost made for the live show. Like we talked about earlier, sometimes there's club songs, there's radio songs. And I think a category too is live show songs. Like I love making something with a huge EDM drop that just goes fucking crazy.
I'm the same way. And that's the thing. You got to make shit that goes off, and know how it's going to hit. So when you bring all them things, when the drums come back in, wham, they're going to go crazy. Or just something that got a good bop. People can, even if they don't know you, they can bop their hands to it. So just all that goes into play when you're in the studio making records. And I already know you
Absolutely.
got a good grasp of that for sure.
Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Absolutely.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite cities to play? I'm sure obviously Philly's at the top of the list, but
Oh
what are
man, yeah,
you played
like
all over the place? Where are some of your favorite cities?
um I would say like Paris is ridiculous, bro. Like I went out
Subtle
to
flex,
Paris. Yeah,
subtle
bro,
flex
like
right there.
nah, it was just like, bro, that was the most like we had a show in Paris, man, and like I lie to you not, it was like 500 people there sold out. And it's just like, yo,
But
that's like the first time where like me personally where I cried on stage, bro, and like I couldn't handle it.
I
I
would have
could
done this.
not handle it, bro,
I would have done the same.
because it's just like no way, like I'm a kid from West Philly. These kids are out here in Paris, I'm out here off music, 500 kids screaming. They know the words to our songs, bro. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So, like, Paris was definitely probably the top of my list. A bunch of just U.S. cities, man. I love Chicago. I love Chicago a lot. I like the Bay Area. I love the Boston area. They always show love up there.
Boston's
Atlanta,
tight.
I love. Yeah, man. Just like whatever city I go to, man. Like, I really try to tap into the city. So, like, I go to the poppin' diner everywhere, If we in where we're at, bro, we in Nashville. Yeah, call up some Nashville homies. Yo, take me to the underground shit. I don't want no commercial. Where
Yeah.
y'all eat at? Take me to the spot.
Yeah. Local spots, no chains.
Yeah, no chains. I'm not going to Chick-fil-A. You feel me? Take me to the local spot where I can only get it in Nashville, So really just embrace these cities. So like a lot of cities, but definitely I would say Atlanta, Paris, Boston, Chicago, probably a lot of my favorites outside of home, of course. And New York is like good. That's like a basketball player, like playing at the Garden. Like in New York, I really try to just like show out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, like so like doing all the touring and there's such a crazy build up for you guys, like leading up until like your debut album, Growing Pains.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and I think you had like a little Uzi Vert feature on there, which is fucking
Yeah,
crazy, like
yeah.
that.
Shout
And
out
that
to
was I
Vert,
think that was
man.
before he really blew up.
Yeah, so this was like right before he really like really, really blew up like that. And this is when he had like the song out with the joint with what you want, tell me what that one. I think with
Oh
Carnage
yeah,
maybe and
yeah,
Ferg, that one. So and he's just my bro from Philly, bro. Shout out to Vert, man. I literally like sent him the record. Um, it took him a couple weeks. He FaceTimed me like 4 in the morning. I'm in the bed, like he like, yo, pick up the phone. He blasting the record. He's like, it's finished. Send your email. So I'm like, that's love. You don't have to do that. And at that time, right after that, Uzi charging like 50 grand a verse. He blew up.
that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the bro for real. So yeah, and it just kind of came together for that song.
That's tight, man.
Yeah.
And I think one of the cool things that being an artist myself, like you guys released that through like a big independent label, E1.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I'm curious as to what was like the transition like, and were there positives, negatives going from being such an independent driven
Yeah.
like entity to going into a label situation like E1? Like how was that for you guys? How was that for you personally? Positives,
Um.
negatives?
Yeah. So just like I'm not anti-label, but I'm also just like if you can make it work yourself, that's the lane where I would try to go to. You feel what I'm saying? Because like if we can really just put our music out, connect with the fans, we can really shake this shit up. You feel what I'm saying? And we keep the
Yeah,
money, we keep that feeling where it's us, it's our group. But the situation was positive and negative. If I'm being honest. So like, it was good to be able to have access to the producers they wanted to work with. So just like, hey, I want to work with Sunny Digital. Boop, 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 they call him.
wow,
All right, he sent us a pack of beats. Or I want to work with, we the best. All the college producers, man. Send me all the college producers. Boom. They sent a pack. We in studio with them in 2 days. So that was definitely dope. But
yeah,
at the same time, and it was dope that, I'm being dead honest. It's
yeah,
fucking sick to have a budget. You
yeah,
feel what I'm saying? Where it's just like, yeah, all right, this in a budget, we can get it. Or, I got to go to LA. Now I have to think about it. I'm on my way to the airport. Just book the flight. I need a car there when I get there, dog. Like,
yeah,
I'm not Ubering around. I need a whip. You feel me? And that's
Yeah,
sick. But at the same time, it just like I feel like it kind of put a strain on things, just like kind of having I was in a group, so it's just like, Twizzy and I also even sometimes had like different opinions on records. So like
yeah,
imagine if another label's coming in, they're like, yo, we're funding the project. We kind of have the final say. And I really didn't like that. So
yeah,
it was good and it was bad, but definitely like I'm glad I had to learn that experience. So now like I know what to do. Like if I sign again, I know, hey, I don't want to do this. You feel what I'm saying? I know how to do it with a label, I know how to do it without a label.
yeah. I think that's a great experience to have, man. And it's like,
Yeah,
I'm sure, like music is like, it's your passion. It's like it's your baby. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like you're bringing in another opinion to the table that wasn't there since like day one, or, when you first started, the snowball started to roll and stuff like that. That has to be like, I'm sure there's disheartening moments just as much as there's great moments. Not that it's all negative, but I'm sure, like you said, having somebody, it's like, all right, like you're just some person that works at a label. I'm the one who built this from the ground, and then you're going to sit here and try to, pump the brakes at points. I'm sure it has to be frustrating at points.
yeah. It's definitely frustrating, and I had kind of to learn the hard way. Like when we signed, it's just like, all right, bro, this is business. Period. So it's just
Yeah,
like we might think a record is hot, and they're like, nah, it's not the radio record. Well, like I think it is, but if my radio guy don't think it's the radio record, I guess
yeah,
we're just going back and forth.
yeah,
So it's just like I wouldn't want to. I'm not throwing no dirt on nobody's name, but like it was
yeah,
just a weird situation, man. It was a weird situation, but shout out to them like for just even handling business right. So it was definitely they didn't fuck us over. They didn't try to like keep us on the label and try to like prevent us from putting shit out. And what you hear horror stories, like
yeah,
dudes been on the label for 6 years. They ice them. They can't. They're on the shelf. They can't put nothing out.
yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
definitely like a good situation. It was all love. They were like, yo, bro, like y'all do what y'all want to do. If y'all want to work, great. If y'all don't, cool. So shout out to them. It just didn't work like how we wanted it to work.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys were only with them for one album, right? It wasn't just
One
Growing Pains.
album, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so
It was
that's
it
cool.
was
So,
supposed to be like one or two more, but we was like, nah, man. It kind of just like it really didn't work out. So it was just like, yo, man, that's business,
yeah,
and
well,
just kept
and
it
you
moving.
and that's almost like that move is almost kind of before its time, especially you see now. And you tweeted it earlier. I think I responded to your tweet
Yeah,
where you said about Drake going independent. You've
yeah.
seen
Drake should
there's
have
so
ended.
many powerhouses, and I may misspeak a little bit, but I know Russ is independent now. I
Yeah,
think NF is independent now. So there's a lot of huge names that like kind of did what you guys did in terms of like, okay, you dip into the label game, you get the budget, you get the extra promotion, you get the brand deals where you use that growth and then you go back
that
independent. So it's just kind
right,
of
and
like
just like
putting a little bit of a boost.
right, and it's just like me. I would never give anybody any advice to, hey man, don't sign the label. Man, do what you got to do for your career. Everybody
Yeah.
makes it a different way. If you want to take the label route all the way, go ahead. I wish you the best of luck. If you want to be independent, I wish you the best of luck. But you got to do what works for you. And just
Yeah.
like even us, like having a label for a year, that gave us freedom. It's like, all right, for this year, I don't got to spend shit out of pocket. I'm making the best music possible. So that'll set me up for the next couple of years. So I just know how to maneuver better. So
Yeah.
just like, and when you're somebody like Russ or NF, like, or even the homie Whit Lowry, something like that, like,
Yeah.
you're in a position. You may like only need one situation to put you in a good pocket, and you can kind of just like catapult and build your own shit up. So it all really depends.
Yeah, absolutely. Get the radio smash or get the brand deal or the big tour look or whatever, and that just you
Right,
never know. You treat it you maneuver correctly, like you said, and that could be a game changer.
right.
So tell me about and I think I have a timer here because Instagram Live has a timer, so we got like 20 minutes left.
All right,
I
cool.
think it's super exciting. I think you're entering a super exciting phase of your career.
Yeah,
Like I know you're putting out some solo stuff.
yeah.
Um, tell me about like what you've put out so far. The people tuning in. And by the way, I haven't even addressed anybody popping in. So I just appreciate everybody popping in.
Oh yeah, sure.
Um,
I've been seeing like names like pop up in my peripheral vision on the bottom. So like, shout out to everybody popped in. I seen
yeah,
a couple familiar names. My manager popped in for a minute, so shout out to him. Nah, but yeah, so like I put out a new single a couple months ago. It's called Prime Time. The
Yeah.
video is also on YouTube. Also put out another single a couple weeks ago, and the video is actually dropping on Monday, so everybody go watch that. It's called Sorry. And yeah, man, it's just a new, like, exciting time, honestly. And
The
just
new
like
giant.
even yeah, it's definitely a new time. And just to clarify for people, like, yo, me and Twist, that's my best friend. You feel what I'm saying? That's my bro. So like we're always gonna be 100. We're just using this time to really, like, focus on our solo careers. But
So what?
we do have a Moosh and Twist project on the way. So
Oh, that's tight. There we
that's
go.
yeah,
Oh, exclusive announcement shit. There we
yeah,
go.
for
See.
sure. Yeah.
So what? I mean, I know this year has such like an asterisk by it.
Yeah,
Just being such
yeah.
a fucking wild year. It's. I always say like I'll talk to friends and like my fiance and stuff, and I'd be like, man, it's gonna be crazy to look back on 2020 in a couple of years
Oh
and be
my
like,
God.
what the fuck is happened back then? Because it's so wild
Yeah.
for so many reasons. But like, what do you have planned? I guess for the remainder of the year, what are you kind of setting up for 2021? Like, what do you have going on?
Right. So pretty much like, well, 2021, I'm kind of keeping that in the secrets, but I'm definitely blasting something nice for sure. Me and my manager have been sitting down for about a month and just really strategic and just planning like something crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So just
Yeah,
really trying to go, balls to the wall. This year I'm gonna drop a couple more records, man. I got a video dropping on Monday, and I also got a new single coming in a couple weeks. So just like a
that's
bunch of
exciting.
solid collabs too. So I'm
Oh yeah,
definitely I'll give y'all a little. I'll be dabbling in some different genres. I'll just tell y'all that. So yeah,
hell yeah.
I'm
That's
excited. I'm excited.
exciting, man. That's really exciting. I feel like
Yeah,
like you said, you're kind of embarking on a solo journey for the time being. It's like it's a whole new kind of fresh start for you to kind
yeah,
of explore sonically, where it's just you on a track like that. It's
yeah,
having control sonically of of the music that you're putting out completely. But that's exciting, man. I'm excited for you to kind of see. I mean, I'll be
yeah.
watching. Said when I
Thank
was
you, man. I
messaging you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, I'm a fan first and foremost, and I'm excited to see kind of, especially this year. It's so cool to watch different artists how they adapt to like, okay, touring's not a thing. How
That's
can
not a thing.
art
Yeah,
like how can artists still kind of engage with fans and like doubling down on digital content, whether it's songs, videos, or whatever you can really do. I mean,
right.
that's one of the reasons I started doing this. I was like, all right, like I have some extra time. What can I
Yeah.
do? Um,
And it's just like it kind of again like obviously like what's happening is far from good, but again like
yeah,
this gives us an opportunity, like to see where you really at. All right, they took touring from us. How could
yeah,
you elevate your hustle? What can you do now? So it's just like I've really been using this time to really just like lock in my sound. So when it's time to hit the road, I'm gonna be sitting on a bunch of records. I can really hit the ground with my feet running. So
yeah.
just using this time the best of my ability, like, me, my laptop, my interface, my team, my producers, and just getting it, bro. That's it, getting it.
Hell yeah. Well, that's exciting. Well, I mean, just to kind of wrap it up, like number one, again, I just greatly appreciate you taking the time out to chat, and
Absolutely.
it's really
Absolutely.
stoked to connect with you. I mean, you're somebody I've been a fan of. I've watched from a distance for a while, especially being
I
from Philly.
appreciate you, fam. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man. So thanks again for taking the time and fucking dropping gems, man. I mean, I love
Yeah.
these types of conversations because, like, even though we've never met in person, you like I consider you a like-minded person to me.
Nah,
Like we're
absolutely.
similar wavelength as
I feel the
artists.
same.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always love having these conversations about, what's important to you, what's your story, your experience, and like your passion, what drives you, what lights that fire inside of you. So thanks for
Exactly.
being so brutally honest, man. It's been awesome to hear
Yeah,
your
for sure. Yeah. I'm always keeping 100, man. I appreciate you reaching out to me. And I think your platform is dope, man. Hopefully it keeps growing and you keep killing it, man. I'm excited. And definitely after this quarantine, we got to link up. You already know.
dude. Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. You're not far, so we'll definitely have to make
Oh,
that
yeah, I'm
happen.
not far, man. I'm right down the way. I'm right down the
Hell
way
yeah.
for
Right
sure.
down Route 30, baby. Right down Route 30.
You already know. You already know, baby. For sure.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thanks again for taking the time, bro. Thanks for all the people tuning in. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
post
Thank
this up
y'all.
on my story so people can take a look and take a listen whenever they please. But yeah, man,
All
thanks
right, for
again. I
sure.
appreciate it. Take care,
All right,
brother.
I'll be in touch. I'll DM you, bro.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, my guy.
Later.
All right.